Rules of articles with Bangla to English translations. Rules of indefinite articles. A or an. সে যখন ছোট ছিল তার একটা কুকুর ছিল. He had an dog when he was a child. He had a dog when he was a child. Before a vowel sound we use an, otherwise we use a. A plus consonant sound, a book, a fish, a banana. A plus vowel sound, an plus vowel sound, an apple, an egg, an umbrella. আমি ইতিহাসে এমএ পড়ছি. I'm studying for a MA in history. I'm studying for an MA in history. We use an before an abbreviation or letter beginning with a vowel sound, and a before an abbreviation or letter beginning with a consonant sound. A plus consonant sound, a BSc, a VIP, a UK passport. N plus vowel sound, an MSc, an MBBS, an ICU. সব আবেদনকারীর বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের ডিগ্রি থাকতে হবে. All applicants must possess an university degree. All applicants must possess a university degree. Before a vowel sound we use an. However, if the sound is u and wa, then we use a before the word. A university student, a one-eyed man. A plus u and wa sound, a university, a one-eyed man, a European, a union, a useful book, a unique work. N plus vowel sound, an undergraduate, an orange, an educated man. আমার কাজে পৌঁছাতে প্রায় 1 ঘন্টা লাগে. It takes me about an hour to get to work. It takes me about an hour to get to work. When the next word begins with the letter H, we use a if the H is pronounced and an if the H is silent. A plus consonant sound, a host, a husband, a hen. N plus vowel sound, an hour, an heir, an honest man, an honorable lady. বিয়ের অনুষ্ঠানের পরে 8 পদের খাবারের ব্যবস্থা ছিল. After the wedding there was a 8-course meal. After the wedding there was an 8-course meal. We use an before a number beginning with a vowel sound and a before a number beginning with a consonant sound. A plus consonant sound, example, a 9-hour journey, a 5-feet long snake, a 2-story building. N plus vowel sound, an 8-year-old boy, an 11-day tour, an 18-inch TV. Rules of indefinite articles. Bring a or an. বাচ্চারা শ্রেণীকক্ষে পাটিগণিত শিখছিল. In the classroom, the children were having arithmetic class. In the classroom, the children were having an arithmetic class. A single count noun, example, lesson, turnover, cannot be used without a determiner, example, a, and, the, this, each, my. When we mention someone or something for the first time, we normally use a, and. আমার ভাই ডাক্তার. My brother is doctor. My brother is a doctor. When we define or classify someone or something, we use a and plus singular count noun. For plural count noun, we do not use a determiner. My mother is a teacher. Both my parents are teachers. যুদ্ধটা প্রায় 100 বছর ধরে চলেছিল. The war lasted almost 100 years. The war lasted almost 100 years. When the meaning is 100, 1000, etc., we always use a or 1 before the number word. A dozen eggs, 100 guests, 1,000 demonstrators, a million inhabitants. আমার একটা গাড়ি আছে. I have one car. I have a car. Sometimes indefinite articles a or an are used to refer the number one each par. I earned $1,000 in that job. $1,000. I have a car. One car. It goes 50 miles an hour per hour. এই গ্রন্থাগারে অনেক বই আছে. This library has lot of books. This library has a lot of books. A or an sometimes comes before the determiners. For example, a few, a little, a lot of, etc. But in case of many, A or an comes after. এটা একটা মজার বই. It is interesting book. It is an interesting book. Indefinite articles A or an often sit before the descriptive adjectives. তাকে দেখে অস্ট্রেলিয়ান মনে হচ্ছে. He seems to be Australian. He seems to be an Australian. A or an sometimes makes a proper noun a common noun. Proper nouns generally do not take an articles, but when a proper noun needs to be used as a common noun, we must bring your A or an for it. আমার একটা কালো আর একটা সাদা বিড়াল আছে. I have a black and white cat. I have a black and a white cat. Notice the examples below. I have a brown and a black dog. That means there is only one dog. I have a brown and a black dog. That means there are two dogs. Rules of indefinite articles. Avoid A or an. জ্যামের মধ্যে গাড়ি চালাতে আমি পছন্দ করি না. I don't like driving in a heavy traffic. I don't like driving in heavy traffic. We do not use A or an before uncountable nouns. Traffic is an uncountable noun and doesn't take A or an before it. আমরা দুটার সময় দুপুরের খাবার খাই. We have lunch at 2 p.m. We have lunch at 2 p.m. We do not use articles before the names of a meal like lunch, dinner, etc. However, if the meal is preceded by an adjective, we put articles before the adjectives. We have a good breakfast yesterday. সৌভাগ্যবশত শুধু একজন ব্যক্তি আহত হয়েছিল. Luckily, only a person was injured. Luckily, only one person was injured. When we emphasize how many, we use one, not A or an. More examples. Luckily, only one glass was broken, not two or three. Luckily, only a glass was broken, not a cup, plate, etc. তার আইনজীবী নতুন একটা প্রমাণ উপস্থাপন করলো. His lawyer produced an important new evidence. His lawyer produced a piece of important new evidence. Many uncountable nouns can be made countable with phrases such as a piece of, a bit of, a drop of, a glass of, a sheet of, a slice of, a packet of, a loaf of, etc. Rules of definite articles. The. Bring the. গতকাল একটা আপেল খেয়েছিলাম. আপেলটা ছিল রসালো আর সুস্বাদু. I ate an apple yesterday. An apple was juicy and delicious. I ate an apple yesterday. The apple was juicy and delicious. Use the article the when a particular noun has already been mentioned previously. বাচ্চারা বাইরে বাগানে খেলছিল. The children were playing outside in a garden. The children were playing outside in the garden. When we are sure that the listener reader will understand which person or thing we are talking about, we use the. There is someone outside the door of the room. আমার পাশে বসা ছেলেটা হাত তুলল. A boy sitting next to me raised his hand. The boy sitting next to me raised his hand. Use the article the when the adjective phrase or the clause describing the noun classifies or restricts its identity. আমাকে উপদেশটা দেওয়ার জন্য তোমাকে ধন্যবাদ. Thank you for advice you gave me. Thank you for the advice you gave me. Use the article the when as adjective phrase or clause describing the noun classifies or restricts its identity. ইংরেজরা কর্মঠ জাতি. English are industrious. The English are industrious. Sometimes the is used to generalize a group or whole class. The rich, all rich people. The blind, all blind people. The poor, all the poor people. The pious, all the pious people. উত্তর মহাসাগরে পানি বরফ জমা থাকে. Water of the Arctic Ocean is freezing. The water of the Arctic Ocean is freezing. To particularize a non-count noun, the is required before it. পাখিরা আকাশে ওড়ে. Birds fly in the sky. Birds fly in sky. Incorrect. Birds fly in the sky. The is mandatory before a thing which is only one of a kind in the universe. ইটালি 1990 সালে বিশ্বকাপ ফুটবল আয়োজন করেছিল. Italy hosted 1990 Football World Cup. Italy hosted the 1990 Football World Cup. Use the article the when the noun refers to something or someone that is unique. তার মা স্কুলে গেল. His mother went to school. His mother went to the school. If you go somewhere to visit, then you put the before the noun. সূর্য পূর্ব দিকে ওঠে. The sun rises in east. The sun rises in the east. We use the before east, west, north and south. সে ক্লাসে সবচেয়ে লম্বা. He is tallest boy in the class. He is the tallest boy in the class. We use the before superlatives. আমার বন্ধু যুক্তরাষ্ট্রে থাকে. My friend lives in USA. My friend lives in the USA. We usually do not use determiner before a country. He lives in Japan. However, before the countries with abbreviated forms and plural forms, we use the. Such countries include in the USA, in the UK, in the UAE, in the Netherlands, in the Philippines, in the Bahamas. কলম্বাস আমেরিকা পৌঁছাতে আটলান্টিক মহাসাগর অতিক্রম করেছিল. Columbus crossed Atlantic to reach America. Columbus crossed the Atlantic to reach America. The must come before names of oceans, gulfs, seas, and rivers. The Pacific, the Atlantic, the Coral Sea, the Timor Sea, the Persian Gulf, the Nile, the Murray River, the Darling River, etc. Caspian সাগর পৃথিবীর সবচেয়ে বড় হ্রদ. Caspian is the biggest lake in the world. The Caspian is the biggest lake in the world. The must precede names of Great Lakes, the Great Lakes, the African Great Lakes, the Caspian. the Baikal, etc. Andes পৃথিবীর দীর্ঘতম পর্বতমালা. Andes is the longest mountain range in the world. The Andes is the longest mountain range in the world. We must use the before names of mountain ranges, the Himalayas, the Alps, the Andes, etc. আমরা গত বছর ওয়েস্ট ইন্ডিজ ঘুরতে গিয়েছিলাম. We visited West Indies last year. We visited the West Indies last year. The must precede names of groups of islands, the West Indies, the Andamans, etc. নিরক্ষরেখা পৃথিবীকে দুভাগে ভাগ করেছে. Equator divided the globe into two parts. The equator divided the globe into two parts. Use the before geographic parts of the globe and geographic areas, deserts and peninsulas, the equator, the Middle East, the English Channel, the Bok Strait, the Arabian Peninsula, the Tropic of Cancer, the North Pole. সে প্রতিদিন সকালে পবিত্র কোরআন পড়ে. He reads Holy Quran every morning. He reads the Holy Quran every morning. The must precede names of scripture, the Quran, the Bible. জাপানিরা খুব বুদ্ধিমান. Japanese are very intelligent. The Japanese are very intelligent. The must come before names of nations, the English, the Nepalese, etc. সে ডেইলি স্টার পত্রিকা পড়ছে. He is reading Daily Star. He is reading the Daily Star. The must precede names of dailies, the Daily Star, the Observer. সাহারা পৃথিবীর সবচেয়ে বড় মরুভূমি. Sahara is the largest desert in the world. The Sahara is the largest desert in the world. Use the before names of deserts, the Gobi Desert, the Sahara Desert, etc. আমরা প্রধান শিক্ষকের সাথে দেখা করলাম. We met with headmaster. We met with the headmaster. The must precede names of singular designations, the headmaster, the president, the prime minister, etc. Rules of definite articles, the, avoid the. লোহা একটি সস্তা ধাতু. The iron is a cheap metal. Iron is a cheap metal. Omit articles before uncountable nouns when describing as a general concept. However, when they are used in a particular sense, they take the the. The iron of this mine is very cheap. ন্যায় বিচার প্রত্যেক সমাজের জন্য খুবই গুরুত্বপূর্ণ. The justice is very important for every society. Justice is very important for every society. Omit articles before abstract nouns when describing a general concept. However, when they're used in a particular sense, they take the the. The justice of this country is disputable. ঘটনার পরে তাকে জেলে পাঠানো হলো. He was sent to the prison after the incident. He was sent to prison after the incident. We avoid the before words like school, college, church, hospital, prison, temple, etc. when they're used for their primary purpose. He goes to university every day, not to the university. She goes to school in the morning, not to the school. They all go to the church on Sunday. They all go to church on Sunday, not to the church. এশিয়া পৃথিবীর সবচেয়ে বড় মহাদেশ. The Asia is the biggest country in the world, big continent in the world. Asia is the biggest continent in the world. The mustn't come before names of continents: Asia, Europe, Australia, Africa, South America, North America, Antarctica. নরওয়েকে বলা হয় নিশীথ সূর্যের দেশ. The Norway is called the land of midnight sun. Norway is called the land of midnight sun. We don't use the before names of countries Australia, Bolivia, England, France, Spain, etc. ঢাকা বাংলাদেশের রাজধানী. The Dhaka is the capital of Bangladesh. Dhaka is the capital of Bangladesh. We don't use the before names of states, cities, or towns Los Angeles, Alaska, Sydney, London, etc. আমরা ফ্রি স্কুল স্ট্রিটে থাকি. We live in the free school street. We live in Free School Street. We don't use the before the names of streets Mirpur Road, Elephant Road, Sat Masjid Road, etc. গত সপ্তাহে ধানমন্ডি লেকে গিয়েছিলাম. We went to the Dhanmuri Lake last week. We went to Dhanmuri Lake last week. We don't use the before names of singular lakes and bays Lake Carey, Lake Erie, Lake Heeler, Shark Bay, etc. Mount Everest নেপালে অবস্থিত. The Mount Everest is situated in Nepal. Mount Everest is situated in Nepal. We don't use the before names of single mountains Mount Everest, Mount Solitary, Mount Bindo, Mount Fuji, etc. গ্রীষ্মকালে সাধারণত খুব গরম পড়ে. The summer is usually very hot. Summer is usually very hot. We don't use the before seasons summer, autumn, winter, except for the rainy season. However, in American English, both in winter and in the winter is correct. Again, when they are used in a particular sense, they require the article. The summer of 1950, the September of 1944, the Sunday before last. মহেশখালী দ্বীপ কক্সবাজার জেলার অন্তর্গত. The Maheshkhali Island belongs to Cox's district. Maheshkhali Island belongs to Cox's district. We don't use the before names of single islands Easter Island, Bear Island, Bird Island, Fatima Island, etc. চীনা ভাষা কঠিন. The Chinese is a difficult language. Chinese is a difficult language. We don't use the before names of languages Spanish, Russian, English, etc. সে ফুটবল খেলতে পছন্দ করে. He likes playing the football. He likes playing football. We don't use the before names of sports cricket, football, basketball, etc. তার রোবোটিক্সে আগ্রহ. He is interested in the robotics. He is interested in robotics. There mustn't precede names of disciplines or subjects of studies, biology, history, computer science, mathematics, etc. শুক্রবার সকালে আমি হাঁটতে বের হই. I go for a walk on the Friday morning. I go for a walk on Friday morning. Thou must not precede names of days, months, or festivals Friday, July, Eid, Christmas, etc. সে জ্বরে ভুগছে. He is suffering from the fever. He is suffering from fever. We do not use the before names of diseases fever, polio, leprosy, etc. কমলাতে প্রচুর ভিটামিন সি থাকার কথা. The oranges are supposed to be rich in vitamin C. Oranges are supposed to be rich in vitamin C. We don't use articles before plural nouns used to denote a class. Books are our best friends, not the books. Animals are a wonderful creation of nature, not the animals. আমি যখন ঢুকলাম সে বিছানায় ছিল. When I entered, he was in the bed. When I entered, he was in bed. We cannot use the before certain phrases or idioms consisting of just Prepositions are noun known as fixed expressions at school, at noon, at night, in bed, on board, etc. জাহাজটা সকালবেলা যাত্রা শুরু করলো. The ship set the sail in the morning. The ship set sail in the morning. We avoid using articles in certain phrases consisting of a transitive verb and its subject, such as set sail, take hurt, send word, catch fire, take offense, leave office, etc. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel.